California has a new modern home for NFL football, and it is this place, wondrous SoFi Stadium here in Inglewood. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Tennessee Titans and the Los Angeles Chargers. And wow, a gamble here right off the bat, an onside kick to begin the game. And whistle blown, a timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The kicker, Dustin Hopkins, set to get this one going. And we are underway in Southern California. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. They find some open field here. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down. A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. Off the option, here's Henry. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. Look at a nice little drive brewing right here.
Now they'll look to Willis to pass it here. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 30-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And some room to maneuver. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 50 yards rushing for him already. A terrific opening drive on the ground, and it's a 1st down.
Quite the opening drive march they're on right now. It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
They keep it with Henry on 1st down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call run fits, everyone was in the right place.
They'll run it again with Henry. It's a gain of 6, moves them to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
Some good, strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I'd go right at them with another momentum play. I'd go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on 3rd down.
Henry will take this into the end zone for a Titans touchdown. First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that makes the score 7-0.
Chargers, nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They started on the ground with Eckler.
Now that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block, but the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And that's going to be good for a Chargers first down as they get this up to about the 42. The Chargers had 8 and 5 to start play. And they've lost 3 straight here. And it kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak. And right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
Running on first down, Eckler. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
All right, say it with me now. There are a lot of different words we come up with. Maybe we go back and forth after that play, getting his toes tapped down to make that catch. Crafty?
Yep.
Wiley? Oh, definitely.
All the veteran names?
You name it. Has every move in the book and continued to get better throughout his career so he can make that type of a catch.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. It's Eckler again. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 7.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Going to throw on third down with Herbert. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Caleb Farley. And the Titans are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Thrown to the sideline and incomplete. J.T. Woods on the coverage.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Henry out of the pistol. And a loose football. Fights forward at the 20. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. So holding on the offense, they go ahead and decline the penalty, and the ball will change hands on the fumble recovery. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Up the middle with Eckler. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams would take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable 2nd down.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. It's picked up by the Titans. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The start of this game has me doing flashbacks and remembering when I was playing and seeing a similar start and seeing the head coach actually take a timeout and gather the whole team around him and tell him everybody to get it together. Let's get some focus going here because maybe he just sensed that maybe the whole team wasn't ready to play.
Yeah, well, they've gone interception, now fumble. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down.
Here we go, Jack. Viking 18. Hustle.
Willis looking to throw on 1st down. And finding the tight end Hooper. Calling a gain of a yard, and that will bring up 2nd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Final 30 seconds in this first quarter. It's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Willis looking deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Again, it's Willis to throw it. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
They kind of forced that one there, didn't they? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. And take it right on the 30. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. They're probably lucky to only be down 7-0 as they come up 1st and 10. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. First down, and they stick with Eckler. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
From the 38, Herbert. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
A loss of 10 yards on the play. It's now 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Amani Hooker. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On 1st down, Willis. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Henry. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Well, this offense will definitely utilize him as a weapon out of the backfield because he was close to 100 yards receiving a week ago. So they will try to get him the football in space as they did right there.
A 1st down carry for Henry. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Give all that credit defensively to Khalil Mack. A great stop in the backfield.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now a throw here to his running back. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a 1st down.
To the air on 1st down, here's Willis. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. Austin Hooper, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Willis now off play action. Rolling to his right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
This is where good coaching and execution come into play because down this close, you absolutely don't want to turn it over. Good job keeping that in mind as he escaped, bought time, and decided throwing it away was his best option.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 Congratulations. They go play action with Willis. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on third down. So far, only allowed one conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Bullock's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This taken in at the goal line. Oh, good return up past the 30. Past midfield. The 30. 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Chargers. Such an electric play, so much fun to watch. And you need all 11 guys in sync for that to be successful, don't you?
Without a doubt. That's teamwork, to be able to put it all together. That play is really probably the most exciting 10 seconds in football.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense.
Yep.
Run what
Put
you
your
do
foot
best.
on the gas.
Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. Shoves him aside. 75 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
And this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Alert! Alert! Check!
On 2nd down, here's a run from Haskins. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
They'll try the right side with Henry. And he loses the football a 2nd time.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. Off the option, here's Henry. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. 3rd down, it's Willis. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And able to get this one across the 35 before he's brought down. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
And he's got his man on the out route. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Titans' 48-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Herbert flushed out right. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
Well, I can spin this negative ways. He just got back to the line of scrimmage. But when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
Now Herbert. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Here we go on 4th. Herbert. That's caught. It's DeAndre Carter. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And that's what you've got your tough little slot receiver for, isn't it? Right there, those 4th down conversions in the middle of the field.
He knows that's where he has to make his living, and that's where he has to make plays to help his team. And no one is asking him to do anything more or less than do exactly what we saw there.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's Roger McCreary with a pick. And the Titans are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And leading 10-7, and they may just want to get this to the locker room. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. He's got a man. Complete. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
To the air on 1st down. Here's Willis. Check down, complete to Haskins. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so he can only go so far outside. And they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy sideline, right?
Sammy sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak. And this complete to Henry over the middle. And it's a Titans touchdown. Derrick Henry as the first half is winding down. And the Titans will extend their lead here just before halftime. Bullock good on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead.
17, Chargers 7.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he returns this to the 22.
Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
That was signaling a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call. But they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
The final shot before the break for Herbert. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this 2nd half, and they trail as we get back underway. This fielded right at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the 3rd quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, try and slow things down a little bit.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Once more, here's Eckler. 85 yards on the ground for Eckler here, and that's a first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Eckler now between the tackles. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 25 yards to pick up there and also a first down.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
On the give, this is Eckler, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
And that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Here's Herbert. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Kevin Byard. And the Titans are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone.
Okay,
possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Inside handoff, Henry. And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
On third down, it's Willis. This is caught. It's Woods. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
But now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Running from the gun with Henry. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Willis. Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. A great play there. his first touchdown on the year. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now. And Herbert has it knocked free.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Herbert. And now here's another interception. It's Roger McCreary with a pick. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Joey Bosa in on the stop. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw, here's Willis. And he wisely will throw that one away. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad. He got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in to get some points.
Back to throw, Willis. He's got his man. That's Woods on the out route. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Ready? 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Go street.
They'll try and run for it with Henry. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. After the penalty, it's Henry. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Hey, smash.
They'll give Henry another shot. 110 yards rushing for him in this one as he starts to draw nearer to a 1,500-yard campaign.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. Derrick Henry with career touchdown number 94. He ties both Jerome Bettis And Priest Holmes on the all-time list. And the Titans are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Charger drive about to get going. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come. On first down, Justin Herbert. He's got Allen. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Herbert's throw there complete to Allen. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 25-yard line.
And the Chargers first down. First and 10 at the 25.
Herbert throwing again. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Now it's Herbert. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Amani Hooker. 30. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, just add that to the list of great moments for this defense today. They've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick 6, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick 6?
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he will not bring it out. He'll just go down to a knee here for a touchback. And the ball will come out to the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And they're going to get this up to midfield. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
From the 50, here's Herbert. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. The time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there. More from L.A. in a moment. On 1st and 10, Herbert. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. So that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. With this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline, because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay with him.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? You're able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. Herbert now. He'll drop this one off to Eckler. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 4th down for Herbert. Desperation time. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Jalen Guyton, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead is down to 24.
Chargers 14. Dustin Hopkins to kick off for the Chargers.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Check smash. Ready.
A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
This ball complete to Rager. And he is going to lose yardage here. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Brett Kern now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. .31 yards on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error.
And now here is another interception. Picked by Kevin Byard. And the Titans will take over possession here up at the 44. The number 7 usually lucky here for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he'd won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career. But when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks. Now, after the loss, he'll have to navigate a 2nd and 17. A throw out wide to Woods, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Tackle 11. Tackle. Cut 19. Cut 19. 5 years.
Willis from the gun on 3rd down. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the 4th.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all. But in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch your team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
10 more there and another 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Come on. Hey.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Chargers' 23-yard line.
Ready, set.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
He was brought down by J.T. Woods. A 3-yard pickup. And it's 3rd down.